Starting off with Telltale's first game back in a collaboration with Life is Strange developers Deck 9, who made Life is Strange before 1 Before the Storm, Life is Strange 3, and Captain Spirit. Telltale's first game back, based off the novels in the TV series, a prequel series to The Expanse, which I never heard of The Expanse until 2020 when this game was first announced. And how does Telltale do? They do incredible with their story writing. With some of the old team members in collaboration with Deck 9, Telltale has made their fourth best game in my opinion on a really good masterpiece start. Starring Camilla Drummer, a prequel of a woman who has a rough past, and her crew. It tells stuff about which of the Expanse series, which I never heard of until this game. This is an incredible game too. If you haven't seen the show or read the novels to start off with, since it's a prequel game, incredible characters they came up with for an original prequel to a source material that had 6 seasons, and the actress who plays Camille Drummer from the show is also in this game. They put on a good emotional game, and tough choices that really do matter, which Telltale improved on, and it has elements from both Deck 9's and Telltale's formula. Telltale's games has proved they're back at the king of interactive novel games, and just an incredible, emotional masterpiece. Hopefully they can stay a full Telltale when Wolf Among Us and other projects come out, hopefully.
Okay, finally. Set us down in the mess hall. I thought you were dead. And today in the airlock, I thought we were dead.
I know.
I'm just saying, you're not allowed to die on me, Camilla Drummer. Because I'm not losing the one person in the belt I give a shit about.
Next up, the second chapter of Insomniac Games' Spider-Man series, which is technically the third one, but this is the second one. Spider-Man 2, a 5-year wait, we waited, and Insomniac does it again, with their original stories set in their own Spider-Man universe, and their own original ideas that are really well done. And Spider-Man 2 puts on a darker game, and it shows the bond, which we didn't see much in the first game, between Harry and Peter as their best friends. And this game really does well with its gameplay, with new swinging mechanics, new gadget types, upgrades, and this game makes Spider-Man PS4 feel like a beta, and where you play as Miles Morales with his own Venom lightning abilities and Peter's ability suits. This game also puts on the showing of how a dark side can corrupt your mind, and it really feels like you're losing someone that you really know, and they're not acting like their normal self. Like, this game also did a good job with its emotions, and I really did love the Harry as Venom spoiler word. That it was really cool, and this game also, while dealing with the symbiote and Harry's return, is had Kraven the Hunter using New York as a hunting jungle, and New York faces a big attack that is, if you look at it in a realistic, it would be bigger. Now, I don't want to say it, but the symbiote abilities in this game are incredible. It feels so good, the power, but it's so evil. Like, well, you may have power, it corrupts your mind, and you lose yourself. Like Tobey Maguire says, you'll lose yourself. And this game was really creepy at times, like, with the setting they did, and like the New York when the symbiotes start taking over. Like, this game had some horror vibes, and Insomniac did a really good job of putting on their original story. Even though I prefer Harry as like a second Goblin or a Green Goblin, this game has the best Venom almost. Like, I have to rewatch other source material. It was great to see Venom as a villain again instead of an anti-hero, which we've had him lately. And this game just phenomenal. Third best game of the year, in my opinion. Insomniac delivers as promised, a 2023 game, and they did. Well done. A really good story, emotional, dark, and sometimes give you the creeps, and with tons of city activities and suits for every generation of Spider-Man. Insomniac delivered. This feels is the first game where I played that takes full power of the PS5.
Without color, it knows the sea's dark blue. Without light, it knows the fire it came from.
Oh my god, you're Emma John, right? And Robert Steele? Can I get a selfie?
This is 7-1 Happy. Call Zulu. We have equipment passengers.
She always likes surprises.
After 9 years of waiting, we finally got it through development hell. Dead Island 2, after had multiple restarts, developer switches, did it manage to deliver? Yes, it's a huge improvement over Dead Island 1 and Riptide, with better gameplay mechanics, better weapons, customization, and the blood and gore in this game is incredible. It's the best I've ever seen for a zombie. The details in the zombies, different types, returning enemies that were featured in Dead Island 1 and Riptide are in this game, but with different names, and new enemies, and the variety of detail in the zombies with bones sticking out, jaws ripped open, which I wouldn't condone stuff like that in real life, but this game is just incredible. Like, took your time. Like, the teamwork made this game. Dambuster Studios did a good job for this game, and it's so more like a soft reboot. This game, it takes place in the 2020s, and which is strange because the original Dead Island took place in 2011. I thought it would continue months after it left off, but this is like a soft reboot. And the ending of Spoilers War has been completely ignored that Riptide had, which is disappointing, like very, very disappointing. But overall, this game, Dead Island's has found its identity. Instead of trying to be a serious game, it's more humorous, dark humor, and funny. Like, this game is so funny. But for a game that's mostly focused on parodies and humor, it does have its emotional moments, like, very well done. And for the gameplay as well, it fixes so much problems that the first Dead Island had. Better movement system, as I previously said. Not clunky. The shooting is better. The aiming with guns is better. It has a day and night cycle. Well, even though you pick where to go, it's so good to fight zombies at night, and can be creepy at times. Like, just incredible. And with the drop kicking, which they had to from Dying Light, was a really good addition for this game. Like, drop kicking zombies is really cool, and the characters are more likable. Besides the main characters, the playable characters aren't great as the original 5 characters, but this is still great. And as I said, for a game that's not an emotional, serious game, it does have its moments in this game, and the characters are more likable. Like, for basic survivors, they're unimmune, and yes, the main 5 characters, I forget the numbers, characters that you play as, like Carla and the others, they're immune too, and Sam B's in this game, which was so cool to have an original character from the original series back. This game changed my perspective with the story about Sam B. Like, in Dead Island 1, Sam B is pretty much selfish and just a struggling one-hit wonder rapper, but still, this improved his character. Sam B's now one of my favorite Dead Island characters, like, now in this game, and with his backstory with Emma John, an actress is still incredible. And like this cutscene, like has its emotional moments, like and others parts in the game, even NPCs. And this game also does a good job making fun of parodies for what social media cloud influencers, I hate that word, would do if a real zombie apocalypse happened. And overall, this game improved so much that Dead Island 1 and Riptide suffered from. Dead Island 1 still has the better story, but this is a better game because it's found its identity now. So Dead Island, I recommend picking it up, and it's story DLC. It's got one more story DLC, which I'm excited to see what type of humor they come up with. So overall, Dead Island 2 was worth the development hell after years and years of wait, overhauls, development switches. Originally wanted Techland to do it, and all that. It was worth it. Dead Island's found its identity.
Yes! Thought it was a red one.
After me.
Find another way around.
You watch yourself, fucker!
And before ending this with the best game of the year award, in my opinion, I must say thank you for all the support this year. It's been a career year for me, even though I'm not doing this for money, but it's been an incredible adventure this year, and next year is going to be fun. As we about to enter 2024, and I'm going to kick off my 10-year anniversary year, I just want to say thank you all for the support this year. 2023 is my best year on YouTube. I reached my dream goal. I realized that we took care of each other. And one last thing I'll say, this isn't about the channel, but 2023 this year for games was very slow this year for me. And it was fall of this year is when it really took off. And this might be controversial, but this is my favorite game of the year, in my opinion. Starfield. After hearing weeks of this game being Bethesda's next game, big single-player game, and announced 2018, we finally got it this year, Starfield. And I know this game has some controversial, because empty planets, which I agree there are a lot of empty planets, but they wanted to do like most planets are according to scientists, that are empty. But Starfield is a return to form, in my opinion, for Bethesda. After Fallout 76, Bethesda creates a new version of the Creation Engine. I know it's not really a new engine, but this is Bethesda's best launch. Even though it sucks for the PS5 owners that can't play it, Bethesda had their best launch, their most functioning game, and their best selling and played game in the first 24 hours. 6 million players, and now it's 10 and growing. Starfield is just incredible. Like, the story's not about you in this game. Yes, you get powers, and you become Starborn, spoiler alert, if you choose to go through the Unity at the end, but others have that power. And for the flaws, yes, there's not much handcrafted content like they promise, but this game has so much improvements, character development for followers, even though there's only 4 romance ones. Like, the followers have been even more improved, reacting to your choices, like in Fallout 4, and more than ever, like reacting to planets, environments, creating stuff, crafting, and so much I can go on. Like, the story in this game made me cry, like, times, and broke me down because I was so attached to the characters. And this is a very deep Bethesda game, like, and I mean very deep. The endings are so sad regardless what ending you pick in your first playthrough, because spoiler in my game, Sarah Morgan died. I was so attached to Sarah Morgan and it fit. I was very angry when she got killed off, but it really fit my character's role-playing story that I eventually chose to go through the Unity. And this game, like the third person combat's improved. The aiming is so much better. The there's a parkour system now. You can climb over things now. And now with a recent update, there's an eat button now. And the spaceship customization and the spaceship dogfights in this game are just incredible. And yes, I wish there's more features that should be in this game, like getting out of your spaceship to repair stuff and satellites and all that, but I'm sure it's going to be added and Starfield's just going to get better. The recent patches fixed improvements and the graphics and all that. But back to what I was saying, Starfield, like right there, that third-person aiming is so much better. Their skill system is one of the best I've ever seen from their previous games. Like, this is an improvement over Fallout 4, now that they went back to a silent protagonist and the role-playing. This game also featured an amazing character customization. When Starfield was first announced, I thought it was going to have multiple alien races, robots, humans to play as, cyborgs, but I'm glad Starfield is. That's another thing. Starfield's story is so original. Yes, spoiler alert, it has different universes when you enter the Unity, but the story is original. Like intelligent life hasn't been discovered yet, and I like that. And I'm glad how it turned out. The running animations are improved in Starfield. Like, it's throwing grenades. Like, the gameplay is so improved in this game. And like the even though Starfield is empty a lot of times, like with lifeless planets, it's a huge game. Like, I'm glad there's 1,000 planets and 100 solar systems. This is a game of a generation, in my opinion. If you don't like it, that's fine. We're all entitled to our opinion. And yes, there are some changes they should make, like I said about loading screens. But overall, Starfield is just a dream game come true, and Bethesda's redeemed themselves, in my opinion. Like, I'm not a Bethesda fanboy. Like, I criticized Fallout 4, and Skyrim was my first Bethesda RPG I played, an RPG in general. Like, this game really takes Bethesda back to an RPG roots, like, really does. Like, and the native life for the animals and creatures they came up with. Like, it's incredible. They look more earthy, but bigger. That was something really cool about this game, how big it is. And so, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but Starfield redeems Bethesda after Fallout 76, and I think there's going to be more improvements since they're going to support this game for 5 years. And last thing I'll say about the story, it's really deep, as I said, for a Bethesda game. Like, it's not about you, like how in Skyrim you were the chosen one, or Fallout 4, it's about finding your son, or Fallout 3, finding your dad. I think Bethesda might have possibly made their best story to date. And I'm really excited now for Elder Scrolls 6. So yeah, this is my best games of the year, in my opinion. So, what were your top favorite games? Be free to disagree if you want.